Hello, I'm Nelson, and welcome to my channel, The Nel Be Life. Well, this is day 6 of our journey through the greater Accra region of Ghana, and we have returned to the Diaspora African Forum, Sankafo Wall. It is a sacred memorial dedicated to honoring the lives and legacy of prominent global Africans and also for our loved ones. It serves as a symbol of connection between the diaspora and the motherland, and the names added through ceremonies to preserve history.
Tell us who this is and why you're putting your name on here.
So I am Felice Dorothy Hightower Brockett, and this is Dorothy Norney Brockett, who was my grandmother and one of the loves of my life. She's the person who taught me how to love God, that He comes first. She's the one who taught me you always look your best when you go out and you give your best. She was the one who didn't cook on Sundays. She did everything Saturday. She ironed her white gloves. She was a lady, and she was the mother of her church. And below was her husband, my granddaddy, Julius Brockett. And so I honor her today with this, and I'm so grateful that I've had the opportunity to return to my motherland and honor her and my grandfather. So thank you. Thank you for that.
Yes. So I'm Nelson McKinley Brett, and these are my parents, William McKinley Brett and Gladys Myers Brett. I'm thankful for their presence in my life from birth through their passing. I am the first of my family to return to our motherland, and I'm so proud to be able to represent my family in such an honored event that I hold trust. I have a sister that's 2 years older than I that's living in Portsmouth, Virginia, and she's traveling along with me virtually. Thus, she's in my spirit. It's just the two of us now and our descendants going forward. So I'm proud to be able to have family members represented in this place at this particular time. Thank you.
I am Bessie Hardin Ledbetter, and this is my husband, Titus Basil Ledbetter Sr. I have a poem that my daughter Joyce wrote in honor of me. She left as gracefully and dignified as she lived. You were the epitome of a godly woman possessing a faith that would not shrink, a pillar of strength. An AKA woman as ordained by the founders, you graced us with your intellect, care, compassion, and excellence, determined to utilize your gifts in every aspect of life, experiences, and situations. Your style, prim, proper, poised. Your smile beaming your spiritual essence, the essence of a virtuous woman. Teaching, leading, educating the leaders of the future. A guiding light for mentees for decades. A mother like no other, a wife for life. My mother, my angel in the heavenlies. A mother, a love that keeps on giving. Bessie Hardin Ledbetter. Teacher at Johnson C. Smith University for 39 years, who has taught persons in the audience. Thank you.
He was a member of the Back to Africa, and all he did, he worked as a truck driver, but his real job was marching, protesting, making sure that kids were eating and were getting their rights heard. So he was a product of the movement, and he always taught us about coming back to Africa. He never made it, but I made it.
I'm Rodney Thomas Tillman, and the person that I have is Jasper King Thomas Tillman, who's my father. And I want to tell you that I'm living proof that a person from a single parent household can make it and just be fine. When my mother was 38 years old, she had a stroke and died, and my mother and father had 10 children, ages from 2 to 18, and my father took care of us, raised us, and taught us the right way to go, and I'm just so proud of him. And he was always the most calmest person that I've ever in my life knew.
Hi, my name is Tiffany Gathers Bell. These are my maternal grandparents, Fred and Clara Gathers. And how do I describe them? They were my most favorite people when they were here on the earth. They were my most favorite people. When I was born, my grandmother was in Pennsylvania, and the day that I was born, she left to come and get me because I was that special to her. And I've been with her from that moment until she passed away at age 84. My grandfather, Fred, was the wisest man that I ever met. He had so many sayings. He had so many wise sayings. We renamed them Fredisms. And one of them was, a dog has 4 feet, but can only walk 1 path. And I'm like, Renetti, what does that mean? And he said, well, you got to make some decisions at some point. You can want to do several things, but at some point, you have to make a decision. You can do them all, but just maybe not at the same time. He was amazing. He could sing. He told me at one point in life he had an opportunity to record as an artist. Okay, I don't know if that's true or not, but I believed him. He had a very good singing voice. And people in our church would make requests, like on Sundays, and he would get up there and sing the song that they wanted to hear. My grandmother taught me to be a lady. Growing up, I had a real bad problem with being vindictive, and she taught me, don't do that. You just let God handle the things that bother you, because he has a way of doing it that's way better than anything that you can do. Far better. My grandfather's nickname for me was Tay Tay, and I renamed my alter ego Tay Tay. So when I feel like I share my mother's DNA, so she got a little ratchet streak. But so that's Tay Tay. That's my alter ego. But I hear my grandmother telling me, be a lady, just be a lady, and let God handle the rest. But I'm grateful for this opportunity as well to put their names on the wall here on my first trip to the continent. I know that if they were alive and they were able to make it, they would be really proud to be here as well. So thank you.
And I am Craig Anthony Bell, and Willie Mae Riggins Bell was my maternal grandmother. So she was a product of the Deep South, having grown up in Thomasville, Georgia. Both of her parents were deceased by the time she was a young girl. So you can only imagine what it is like growing up a little black girl in rural Georgia in the early 40s and all of that, what she must have gone through. And when I think of her, I think of just her tenaciousness, because she raised 6 kids and she did it with style. I can't remember who else said it, but she had a hat on every Sunday morning. She wore gloves every Sunday to church. But I just think about one of the phrases I like is that she covered every inch of ground she stood on. And if you wanted to get past her, you had to come through her, because she wasn't going to move. And just so proud of who she was, so proud of how strong she was, and just so proud to have her DNA in me. So that's Miss Willie Mae Riggins Bell.
Good evening, everyone. You already have met my wife, Joyce. I'm Gerard David Gottlieb. I'm named after both of my grandfathers. I am speaking in commemoration of my parents, Grace and Elizabeth Gottlieb. My father was from the Virgin Islands, St. Thomas Virgin Islands. You all probably heard me mention it. My mother was from Buffalo, New York, but her mother was from St. Kitts. and came into Ellis Island. I've got a picture of her of my grandmother, who actually came in with her aunties. My dad was quite the adventurer. He left St. Thomas when he was 18 years old. Went to New York City, stayed with his brother a few months, and his brother was ignoring him, and he heard about jobs in Buffalo, New York, and traveled to Buffalo, New York, where he met my mother. And he always tells us a story. When he saw her coming down the staircase, he knew that was going to be his wife. She was only 17, she might have been 16 and a half. Maybe 16. At that time. But he met her, but they were inseparable for years. He was quite the adventurer, as I said. He took a family of seven of my siblings to St. Thomas. We lived there for about 3.5 years, and it's the most memorable time of my life. I was like Tom Sawyer, living on the island and meeting relatives, and then being a Gottlieb. His mother was well known on the island. She died at 103. 103. I was able to take my children to her 100th birthday, and she was quite a lady. So I'm gonna have to come back and commemorate her. Emil Fien Gottlieb. So my dad was the adventurer. My mother was a bookworm and fostered my love of books till I kept to this day. I used to work in Buffalo State Bookstore with her and my friend. She hired us all for the summer, and we used to read books, have a good time. But she's fostered my love of books, and she always used to say, one of her sayings was, family is love. God is love. Thank you. Family is everything. Say that again together.
God is love. Family is everything.
Thank you. Thank you. And she practiced that. We used to have family come and stay with us from St. Thomas, St. Kitts, other places, family, and even friends come and stay with us. And so that's why I always have this open heart to let people try to get a foothold and help them out. That's, she did that religiously. And so I just wanted to commemorate them. I've got, 5 siblings left, 4 left. And so they're gonna be so thrilled that I left and commemorated mom and dad in St. Thomas. I want to encourage them to come here also. And so I think this will go a long way towards doing that. Thank you for listening to me. What?
I do want to add one thing, that when I met David's family for the first time, November of '82, Thanksgiving, I saw how his father treated his wife like a queen. He adored her. And it was such a warm family experience. And I tell everybody, David's father sold me on David. Wow! Because I could see what he had witnessed, in his life. And it was very, very powerful.
How could I forget that?
And also drills down, because his father, the way he was with his children, I see it in my boys in the way that they nurture their children. So it's
Hi, my name is Malcolm Graham. This is my wife, Kim, and we are here to celebrate the legacy of my sister, Cynthia Graham, who was the victim at the Emmanuel AME church shooting in 2015. She was one of 8 that was killed that night, as well as 4 who survived the attack. We don't talk about how she died, we talk about how she lived and who she was. She was a sister, a sister-in-law, a niece, a friend, an AKA, a graduate from the HBCU, Clark Carolina University. She was my friend, our friend, and certainly we miss her as well as the 8 others who died along with her. In her death, she's remembered. She was a 32-year employee of the Charleston County Library System. The library that she managed is now named after her, the Cynthia Graham Hurd St. Andrews Regional Library. She worked part-time at night at the College of Charleston for 16 years. Their highest academic scholarship, 12 in all, is now the Cynthia Graham Hurd Memorial Scholarship. She was the first in our family to get a master's degree from the University of South Carolina. An anonymous donor donated $250,000. So every year there's a scholarship under her name for an African American getting their master's in library science at the University of South Carolina. She was a researcher, she loved history, she wanted to come to Africa, now she's here.
We leave this in her memory. Thank you for the opportunity.
Yes.
Sometimes I fall to my knees and pray. Come, Jesus, come. Let today be the day. Sometimes I feel like I'm gonna break, but I'm holding on to a hope that won't fade.